Let's get into it with tonight's all-star party panel. Contributing editor at The Spectator, Chadwick Moore is here. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Co-host of The Big Money Show right here on Fox Business, Taylor Riggs in the house. The crowd goes wild. And host of The Rich Zeoli Show, Rich Zeoli is here as well. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Let me jump right in. I'll start with you, Chadwick.
Yeah.
The fact that, Bragg is suing to deny access to this former member of his regime.
Right.
Isn't that everything you need to know? When I say like that is if someone tries to set you up on a blind date and they won't answer how do they look? I don't know, really nice personality.
Right, yeah.
But is she good looking, love sports? You love sports. And now imagine we're doing a how does she look and you're like, I'm suing. Is this not the tell that there's, a little chicanery going on
Yeah,
here?
this is a guy who really studied his Saul Alinsky, accuse your opposition of exactly what you're up to, because you read the lawsuit and he's saying this is unconstitutional, it's undemocratic, it's interfering in, electoral, judicial processes. Exactly what he's doing to President Trump, obviously,
yes.
and well-timed. But, you have to admire the tenacity and the cojones on this guy, because he doesn't care. He's not giving up. He does not care how transparently political and flimsy his lawsuit is. He's doubling down anyway. And he's saying, no, and I'm going to sue you, too. I'm going to go after everyone who questions this case that I know. Yeah, exactly.
Riggs, let me ask you this. Is it true that Alvin Bragg didn't handcuff Donald Trump because he was afraid that if he did handcuff Trump, he'd have to start handcuffing robbers and, murderers and rapists and stuff like that?
So I think that that's really where the real outrage is. We all live in this city, and we know that last year they downgraded, 52% of felonies down to misdemeanors. And then this is the one misdemeanor that you upgrade to a felony.
Yeah.
I don't agree with AOC on much, but I do agree when she says we have to hold people accountable. Let's hold them accountable. Let's hold aggravated robbery, attempted murder, all those murders that are out walking on the street. Let's hold them accountable and at least play an even level playing field for the whole system.
Imagine that. Spoken like a woman who doesn't want to carry 3 cans of mace when you ride the subway, right? Seriously, everyone I know in this city, it's so sad. It's sick.
Pepper spray.
Thank you.
Mace,
Pepper spray,
okay.
knuckles, whatever. It's crazy when you hear these conversations. Now, Zeoli, you've been a big defender of Bragg. Try to explain to the panel why he's actually right about all this.
So I don't know what Jimmy's talking about, as usual. What I do know, though, is that Bragg doesn't know what he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
He says, you, Congress, have no authority over me because it's federal and I'm local. But I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try Trump on federal charges, even though I'm local.
Yeah.
He's literally just contradicting his own argument.
Yep.
He's saying federalism, you have no oversight over me. But I have oversight over a guy on federal election violations, which the feds, by the way, said we don't think there's a there and declined to prosecute. Alvin Bragg is proving that he does not have the authority or the jurisdiction in this case. And if there is no jurisdiction, then it all goes away.
I have heard some lawyers talk about a removal, which
And
would
I'm
take
not a lawyer, by the way, for the record.
Me neither, but that process would take it from state back up to a federal court, which in theory the judges are a little bit, I don't want to say less partisan, but they could oversee the case maybe a little bit better.
Well, you understand, though, under the actual bylaws, if Trump were to get a black eye on the 4th of July between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. that was caused by a stampede of wild elephants followed by a baby zebra, this does elevate it to a felony if a train leaves Chicago at the same time that the helicopter lands on the east side of Manhattan. So I think you guys are obviously beyond your depth on this issue. But as a cab driver who's fought a lot of traffic tickets successfully in court, I can tell you there's nothing there. This is absurd. And it's such an insult to New Yorkers who have watched such an aggressive quality of life deterioration. You can even see it not on the streets, but in the buildings. When you're looking at apartments now, it's listed as a 5th floor run-up. Because you're getting chased. It used to be a walk-up, elevator access. Now you're just running for your life. And it's not cool, and I'm not happy about it. Coming up.